that?
Because I have their...
We're back.
So... We're back. We stopped live. It was my fault.
Hey guys, everyone's here yet. You gotta say when everyone's here.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, now you start blaming on me. It was my fault.
back.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Reacted live. I was trying to... It was a lot of things. You know what? It's okay. Here.
Okay. I got it.
Okay. Sorry.
They're
Come
coming
back.
back.
See? Michael. Oh, no.
I got it.
Okay, he's gonna come.
Oh.
Get
There we go.
your Unity LA
Sorry guys,
shirts
we kind of lost it for a
on
second, but we were
Unity
answering the
LA
question,
Dance
what was our first impression of Cassandra?
.com
Connor's gonna go.
now.
Once Sean fixed the video.
Can you, boom.
Boom.
Yeah!
Yay, Sean!
That was
Yay, details! That's my boy.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, we're back. Okay, so the question we were on was, what was everyone's first impression of Cassandra? And I can't wait to hear this answer. Connor!
Alright, so my first time ever taking from Cassandra was at Halloween Vibe, a convention back in the day, when she taught there. And I mean, it was the fastest choreo that anyone did, like, on convention series, like, ever, still is.
Wasn't it this piece, Indestructible?
It was. That was the crazy thing. We learned this combo, I think it was, 2011, something like that?
Yeah.
And yeah, she didn't call me out. I sucked, and so yeah, I was kind of fired up after that. I kept following her around at the Pulse, and yeah, eventually it just led into dancing with her and like helping choreograph things. So it's been tight. Woo! But at first, it was definitely nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Conte.
So at first, like from a distance, I was like, oh, she seems really sweet. you know, like one of those just like really sweet people.
Yeah.
I mean, she still is. Wait. I have to continue. And then when we got in rehearsal, I was like, whoa, she's a lion. And I like horrified. It was like, I felt like there was a fire under my butt the whole time, but that's the perfect way to dance.
Yeah.
But no, she's really sweet.
I think for me, my first impression, I was 14 or 15, and I grew up in San Diego as well. And my teachers growing up are her best friends, so I was training on her apprentice company when she was back in San Diego. And she's a person and a choreographer who knows what she wants, and she expects you to get it right away. And if you can't put in the effort and the hard work and the drive to be able to hold those expectations for you, you're not able to, I don't know. She's a strong and confident woman, and she knows her worth, and you have to rise to that occasion with her.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yeah, wow. My first impression was actually in that same class as Connor, and I was very scared, but I was also so inspired because she's such a strong woman that it's like, it was nice to see a woman with so much power and gusto and truth within her voice that, I don't know, it kept me very attracted to what she brought to the table, and I've been so lucky to train with her ever since.
Yeah, I guess to piggyback off of that, the first time I met Tessie was at the Pulse on tour, and I was really intimidated and scared. But there was also this big desire and want to be better and be bigger for her and for myself, and that's something that has always driven me to her, and I think that duality is like my favorite part. It kicks my butt, she kicks my butt
Every day.
but I want it so bad, and I want to rise to the occasion so bad that I'm just down for it. So not many people can do that, I think. So that's like, that's my...
Nice!
My first impression of Cassandra, well, I got like an internet impression first. I watched her choreography. I also grew up in San Diego, so I went to some Unity San Diego shows, and I only trained in ballet when I was younger, so I felt like it was way over my head to be involved in her work at that young age. But when I moved to LA, I actually really wanted to take her class, and the only opportunity was a weekend in Orlando. So I flew to Orlando,
Oh my god.
and I took her class, and I was so inspired, and I feel like she just raised the standards for my own dancing.
And yeah, I was just so inspired by her movement and the way that she spoke in her class. And yeah, I think like my first impression was just like she's so magnetic. Like I was just drawn to her. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Real attracts
Thanks.
real.
My first impression was also at the Pulse, and I just remember taking her class. It was some like jazz funk dance. I can't remember the song, but then I just remember having to repeat the whole dance for like the second chorus and just finish out the whole song.
So many of them. We know that's her.
And I got so tired, but it really just pushed me to like continue to be full out every time and never mark, because whenever someone marked, she would always like point it out and I would get so scared. But it's really helped me, and I've been so thankful to have made the connection throughout these years.
Yeah.
Sweetie.
That was great, guys.
Shoni.
Oh gosh. I think I was like 11 or 10, and I remember. I think one of my first pieces that I learned from her was Tessellate.
Word.
Yeah.
And what I remember was that like I remember taking classes from each teacher the entire day, and then she was the last class of the day, and it was that kind of moment where I was like obviously super tired, but also I felt like there was something missing throughout the entire day. And then I took her class, and then she was teaching the combo, and it was like 1, 2, 3, E, and she started singing the whole alphabet. She was like 3, A, and D, 4, E, and 7. But during that time, I was just like, okay, this is not bad. And then she plays this song, and it's like 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 5 E, and I looked at her, and it was like 50% like full on nerves and 50% like full inspired. I think it was just something where it was like you looked at her and you were just like you've never seen this, you've never felt like this with dancing before. I think that with everything that she gave in that class, I never forgot it, because it was just that feeling that you never wanted to lose in any of her pieces. And I remember from that point on, like she was saying, she makes you put yourself onto the standard of being not just a dancer but an artist. And I think that was like the most important feeling to me, and I never want to lose that. And I made it like kind of my goal or my mission to never lose that connection with her the moment I met her. So yeah, I love that. That was
Sweet.
But yeah, don't take it wrong. I was super nervous.
Yeah, we all were.
Oh, she's a strong woman.
How would you summarize rehearsal in one word?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good.
Sweaty.
knee pads.
Roller coaster.
Pull up.
You pull up. Pull up.
Pull up.
Yeah.
You have to rise to the occasion. That's rehearsal.
Every time.
That's unity.
Ooh, that's
Our rehearsals are always so fun though. Like I always looked forward to them, even when we were dead tired. Like when we were training in the summer for the show, like it was so fun just to be able to go in and like when we were just learning the pieces, and it wasn't like too much of the stress of the show yet, and we were just kind of getting to know each other. Like I just have so many happy memories of that.
I remember going to one of your rehearsals. This is gonna sound super cliche. I mean, my word would be united. I'd say that because anytime they were tired or anytime they were like exhausted from hours of rehearsal and hours of dancing, there's still this connection between all of them where they had this like any criticism approaching them or any like feeling, they all felt it at the same time, and it just kind of like naturally came to every single one of them at the same time. So the moment they did it, it just kept getting better from there rather than decreasing, which was a really cool part of watching. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really how it was. It was like we were so connected right from the beginning because like Tessie wouldn't allow us to not be open and vulnerable with each other. We had to trust in each other right from the get-go. And I think by doing that, the rehearsal process was a lot, I think it was just more beautiful than I expected it to even be, because I knew it was going to be a hard journey, but knowing that everyone was willing to just open up and be there for each other right from the beginning, I don't know.
Yeah, everyone was down.
Yeah, exactly.
And you knew that we all were down and wanting and ready, so it made it easier to do it.
Yeah. Having that support was nice, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I missed the question. Shoot.
Well, there was one. Yeah, Tassandra's first impression of us.
Ooh.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, who's cooking? Did you like that?
Oh my
That's so
god!
good.
Who said that?
I'm trying to fight.
Obviously
mine. The vegans.
The vegans.
The vegans won!
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, they're still asking about your first impression.
First
of us.
impression. Okay, I can start. For Connor. First impression, I was just in awe of his honesty and his dancing. First time I saw him, like I really saw him, was at Allegro. I taught a master class, and it was my stay combo. And I just loved the musicality and the understanding that he brought to the movement. LeConte I met pretty recently. He came to Dance in Blake's video, right?
Yeah.
Missing You.
Uh-huh.
And what I loved about LeConte, he actually hit me up on Twitter and was like, I would love to dance for you if there's any opportunity. And I love someone being that bold and ambitious. And I was like, sure, come.
Get so many messages.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, come. Let me see you dance. And actually, no, I asked him for a video. I was like, send me a video. So he had like a text audition first.
Yeah.
And then I saw him dance and I was like, he's incredible. I just thought you were so athletic and powerful and you had a great sense of musicality. I think what I look for in all dancers is an understanding of musicality. Matthew I've known since he was a baby, and he was an incredible dancer at such a young age, so athletic, so like just powerful to watch. I'm going to go through these quickly so we can get through more questions. Marie, I just felt like she understood my movement so well. She had such an honesty about her dancing as well. And I always say Marie dances my work the closest to how I think I would dance it if I still danced. Tashi is this incredible athletic alien who I think is so special, and this is such a compliment to her. I feel like sometimes choreography boxes her in a way that limits her from showing who she really, really is. Even my choreography, as solid as it can be, I just feel like she's so special and alien-like in the coolest way that I think she's just a really genius, cool mover. I just love watching Tosh freestyle. If you haven't seen her freestyle, it's like the most epic thing in the world.
Thank you.
Emma, I just remember being impressed by how strong and clean and articulate she was as a dancer. She has this like steady, calm storm about her, like this focus that you may not like watch immediately, but once you land on her, you're like pulled in and locked, and she's just got this beautiful, steady energy that I love about her. Casey, little genius. I remember her assisting me at the Pulse, and her being on that stage and me being like, this girl is out of this world. Like, she is otherworldly, like nothing I've ever seen. She could do it all. Like, I was like, she can do technique, she can tap. Like, what can't she do? She can backbend. Like this crazy creature. But most importantly, I loved how hard she worked, and I also loved that beyond that work ethic, she was just so super kind always and pleasant. And I always say, if you want to work with me or assist me, you just have to be a nice person first before the talent. You can be a genius, but if you're a mean person, I'm really not interested in you. So, love this one. Sean, I met at Pulse as a baby as well. And this is a funny story, actually. I remember the first time him taking my class, and he was like on the floor to the right. And he was in these like MC Hammer looking pants.
Oh, baby!
And he was working so hard in my little junior class, and I could tell he still has this quality about him with me, I think, which is what I love, like my little dance son. He was trying to get me to look at him the whole time. So the whole time he's doing the combo, he's like looking to the right to see if I'm watching him. And I was like, I'm in love. He's so cute. And over the years, I just saw him grow. And I remember thinking, this little boy is something special and also something genius, and is just going to blow away the dance world like they are. So, yay, that's my first impression of all of them. In a nutshell. All right, more questions.
We have Natalie.
Guys,
Natalie just is in.
Yay! Who allowed this?
Natalie's always on FaceTime.
Oh,
Who allowed this?
Kevin FR3Y said.
duels.
Ooh.
We can't tell you.
I will say that we went into the competition with a strategy, so probably not going to pick the highest scoring group. Probably won't pick the Kings to duel,
You like hints.
but that's
you
a little
know.
hint. But we're
We
not
like to go
sure.
off of the science.
Our division is really strong. Like, there's so many amazing groups. I feel like going up against any of them is going to be a challenge, especially because there's strong contemporary in our category as well. So we kind of have to go around that.
Who are your favorite acts this season? I'm a big fan of the Crazy Eights. I think they're little cuties. But tonight's episode, I really loved the duet from Thailand. What were they called?
Deflection.
Deflection.
I thought they were really cool and special and honest.
Yeah.
They really pulled me in. I really enjoyed them wherever you are.
Me too.
Yeah.
Pancakes or waffles? Waffles.
Waffles.
Pancakes!
No.
Waffles.
Waffles.
Nat says waffles are Betty, so they're definitely better.
What's your favorite competitor? You're in school right now? Wait, get off your phone.
Focus. Good grades. Good grades.
You guys, we have so many people on here right now. That's crazy.
They decided to add juniors to Unity LA.
My
Because
favorite
there's so
was,
many talented dancers in the world.
Yeah.
Just, they fit their astrological signs. Yes, they all do.
That's funny.
Connor would say French toast.
Which is your
Hashtag
Tessie
anti-sexual.
favorite choreo?
Ooh. Asher's
We can do
boyfriend.
that one.
French fries or pizza?
French fries.
Pizza.
Fries.
Can you They asked earlier, which it went by so fast, as their mentor, what my favorite Shawn and Casey performance in World of Dance was. I would say my favorite of theirs from last season was actually the one with the lights.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that was.
Was it your cut round?
Yeah.
What was that one called?
Can I be him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I thought it was so beautiful.
Thank you.
I liked them all though.
Sorry, Tessie. What's Can you put your address in for Zach?
Oh yeah.
How does it feel to be in Tassandra team?
Amazing.
Wow.
Real great. So amazing.
Love,
Really
love,
though.
love.
Hard.
Amazing.
Hard.
Yes.
Kicking. Butts have been kicked.
Soreness.
Yes.
Favorite
But
thing about the
also
person
rewarding.
to your left?
The fact that he always that
Joy.
Not the wall.
Oh my god. Tasha's the most real
Everybody.
person I know.
The facts. Thank you. Yeah. Whoa.
I love everyone.
Yes, it was weird watching us on TV. I
Yeah, that
was
was
freaking out a little bit the whole time.
I think it brought the anxiety back.
Yeah. PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually really brought us back to the whole experience. It was really cool.
Which one of y'all can dance the best?
There is no the best. It's honestly
Stand
BB.
out.
BB the dog wins.
BB.
Oh, that too.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Love your performance.
Thank you.
How do you
Victoria
overcome
RG.
your nerves before going on stage?
That's a good
Ooh.
one.
One
Everybody's
thing that
different.
Conte said that helped us, I think, throughout the whole competition was putting the nervous energy into the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of
love
grounds you and helps put a lot of the excess, like bubbly extra,
Yeah.
into your performance and into your work and feel grounded. And that's
Absolutely.
something I held on to, like from start to finish.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I love that.
Got you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Someone asked, is it too late to learn how to dance
It's
if
never
you're 12?
too late to
I is so
Absolutely.
young.
Yeah.
I started when I was 10.
I didn't
so-
start competing
11.
until I was 11. Yeah. You should do it.
I didn't
Join.
compete until I was 13, so.
Let's
I know.
go around and say what age you all were when you started dancing. Starting with Emma, we'll do the same rotation.
I started dancing when I was 3, but I didn't do anything other than ballet until I was about 12, I would say.
Wow.
Gosh,
I was 3 when I started.
right?
I started when I was 5 and then I quit because I didn't like it. And then I started back up when I was 9.
Matthew?
I started when I was 11.
Started when I was 10.
Trace.
Trace.
4.
4.5.
She had one up. She had one up.
Natalie was 2.
Natalie, you were 2?
Okay, whatever, Natalie.
Of course she was.
I'll be
Just
18 years old.
advanced.
Never.
No. There's no age limit.
Oh, young lions. Let's go.
Everybody can
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah.
Favorite style of
Damn.
dance?
Ooh, jazz.
Contemporary.
I don't know. I like so many different styles, but I feel like I'm just always drawn to different kinds of music, and that's kind of what leads me more than a boxed-in style.
I like that.
I love that.
Love that.
Fave choreography from Cassandra.
Oh.
All the pieces that I haven't learned
Tonight
yet.
by John Legend. Hands down. Hands
Word
down.
I do love that
Oh,
piece.
hands down.
I
So
love that
good.
piece.
A million times over.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Really?
So good.
You guys didn't come take class when she taught you?
Why did Kevin
Oh,
put
yeah.
burgers?
Wait, is that my new one? Kevin?
So sad.
Kevin, get off the phone.
What's a burger?
Vegan burgers.
Vegan burgers, everyone.
What?
Vegan burgers and vegan tacos.
Oh, whoops. No.
Word.
Which
Kevin?
dancers inspire you guys?
People.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, Martha
Yeah,
Nichols
let's go.
for sure.
Yes.
Let's go one at a time so everyone gets an answer.
What's the
Connor,
question?
what
most-
dancers inspire you?
Yeah.
What dancers inspire you? Well, people that I work with a lot and I would say inspire me the most in the genres that I do the most dance-wise. Contemporary to Sandra, hip-hop, Ian Eastwood, and tapping, Jason Janis.
Cute. I love that.
Conte, who inspires
Oh.
you? Dancers.
Dancers.
I mostly honestly get inspired by like things. I'm mostly inspired by the ocean or plants.
Work.
Literally.
Just because I like the ocean. It's like there's highs and lows, kind of like life. So whenever you're at a low, you know that things will pick back up, and whenever you're at a high, you can't get comfortable.
That's cool.
And then plants, just because there's a lot of work happening below what you can't see.
What?
And it's kind of like our careers. You see the performance, everything's great, but you don't see everything that you're dealing with off camera.
That's
He
so
would be
deep.
on.
I know.
I'm
Much
like,
extra credit.
yeah, literally, I'm not inspired by anything anymore. Forgot.
Next question. Next question.
Anybody else want to answer?
Not after that.
I'm inspired by all the t-shirt emojis Kevin is posting.
Members.
Shirts.
Oh yeah.
More shirts.
Yeah, buy the
Who inspires
shirts.
you?
For me, I usually just say everyone, and I know that's kind of like a bad answer, but I'd say everyone just because like I think like anyone that has the soul and passion to dance, I think that's just super inspiring because they all have their own sort of reasoning and own sort of story that they give to dance. And like for me, like dancing is the one form of art that actually brings everyone together, like all forms and types of people, and I feel like that's something that's really beautiful, and I think that's what inspires me to continue to dance, is because it motivates me to continuously put out what I love to do in order to bring the people that I love closer to me. So that's kind of
I love that.
More questions.
Emojis.
Be
Someone
sure to get
asked,
your t-shirt.
favorite show.
Ooh.
Like on TV?
Game
Yeah.
of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Man.
Game of Thrones. Did you say Friends?
No.
You know what?
No one done that. See,
What am
that's
I-
when you go to.
Probably like This Is Us or Big Mouth.
Or
Just different ranges.
Whoops. Our range of shows is probably so different.
Yeah. Oh, I love The
Favorite
Office.
Oh,
Yeah.
Favorite colors? Aw.
Navy.
Cobalt blue.
Olive green.
Lavender.
What's up, Natalie?
No, I won't say
The
it.
Office.
Can you post the entire piece? Is the entire piece somewhere?
You guys should just do it now.
Yes. We will post the entire piece for you tomorrow.
Oh.
Cassandra, have a boyfriend?
Work.
Do I have a boyfriend? No. I wish
She's
it were
single.
Lenny Kravitz.
Word. She's single and she's beautiful.
So Lenny Kravitz, holler at us.
Watch he pops into the live.
Lenny Kravitz just entered the line.
What do you
Work.
Oh, Pretty Little Liars. I heard that's a good show.
Yeah.
Who's the most flexible?
Natalie.
Not Connor. Natalie is the most flexible. You'll see lots of
She said,
that
She was
tilting
that
out
leg.
there. He's
Yeah.
indestructible.
If you look at the promo, yeah, she
Yeah.
gay vibes.
she's got many moments.
ChristianMiller.com. Oh no. What?
Oh. Is that where Lenny is?
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Rocky Road.
Cookie dough.
Mint chocolate chip,
Froyo.
cookie dough.
Daiquiri
Like
ice.
sea salt.
My favorite flavor is Froyo.
Favorite music videos work.
You'll have to
All the
do
Foo
Oh, I love
Fighter
the
ones. I love the Foo Fighter. Whoa.
I love the Flash and like CW things. Sorry, I just wanted to put that out there because I
Yeah,
just
some of us are young lions. We love Ian. He's the best. Everyone get your blue sweatshirts.
Do you ever get tired of dance? No.
No.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Sometimes. And then I go take yoga or a soul cycle class and then I'm good.
Oh.
It's okay to be tired of it. It's a love-hate relationship sometimes. Dance doesn't have to be like your end-all be-all, you know?
Oh yeah.
You're a person too.
You're a human. But dance, don't get me wrong, dance will forever be a part of my life. But, you know, it's just like a sibling sometimes where you're just
Yeah.
like, I just need space.
It's
Sure.
hard
Need
when
some
you're like
distance.
in love with your work because sometimes it becomes a little bit of work,
Over
and
obsessive, yeah.
when you have to focus on that aspect, it gets you kind of pull away from what you truly want to do with
Yeah.
like artistically and movement and everything. It becomes more career focused, but
Mhm.
when you find the balance, like it's always
When
up
your
and down,
passion
but-
becomes your business, I think there's a balance that has to happen.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Um,
say it. Tom.
Yeah, it's your passion, it's your whole world, but it's also your business.
Yeah.
And there's certain things and roles you have to take as a business decision.
More serious.
And
lanes.
you have to figure that out, and I think that's a
Yeah.
hard, weird thing to come into when you go from it being your passion and like just your love to like this is work.
Yeah.
And some things it's just work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a balance, I think.
That's a good answer.
I love that.
What's the funniest thing that's happened in rehearsal?
Oh, that's a good
We'll send. Wait, what? No, we'll post videos. We'll post videos on
You guys
Friday.
already seen.
It's just Zach Venegas dancing.
Oh.
Bad dancing, not just dancing. His bad dancing makes me laugh.
Where? You need a dance
Who
speakeasy
cooks the
place.
Who
Yes.
cooks the best?
cool.
That'd be tight.
Sean.
Vegan
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Sean. Oh
Sean's
my
a
god,
professional.
gosh.
Sean Lou's the professional chef around here.
Yes.
Yeah, what show did you watch?
I forgot.
But cookies, me and that. Make
Natalie and
anything,
Tosh did make incredible vegan cookies.
But the non-vegan ones.
Thank you.
Never.
Never.
Vegans always win. Just wait till
Always.
we're all 100
Oh.
and the vegans are around.
Tour? Question mark. Yes, that's the plan.
Yes.
Follow us, we
thanks.
buy our shirts.
Junior
Go
Chop
on tour.
Champion. That's him.
Champion. That was
It
you.
was Chop.
Love a vegan.
Yeah.
We love you too.
Are you guys all vegan?
No.
No.
But we are, and Kevin is, as you can see in his comments of hamburgers and tacos. Aw.
Who can do the most pirouettes? That's a good.
LeConte.
LeConte.
Yeah, LeConte for sure.
LeConte, will you show us right now? I'm just kidding.
She's not.
It was like actually
Tell us your Hogwarts house on Hufflepuff.
Ravenclaw.
Oh yeah, let's go down. What do you, Connor?
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
Totally.
don't remember.
I think you're a
LeConte. Hufflepuff for sure.
I think it's a Hufflepuff.
I'm Hufflepuff.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
What do you mean?
Ravenclaw.
Oh,
Okay, no, I know.
Slytherin for sure.
Does Sean have bones in his ankles?
This is an important question.
No.
No.
He does not, everyone. He does not have bones in
He
his
doesn't have
ankles.
bones at all.
Let's spread that around.
Nope.
What was the inspiration for Station? I'll answer that. So that was the Sean and Casey duet I did on T. Millie's channel. The inspiration for that piece was a long distance relationship. It's about two people who are living on opposite sides of the world. They love each other. They know they can't be together, and they come back to have a moment, and then ultimately they walk away from each other. So it's kind of a bittersweet piece, and I think they nailed it.
It kind of made sense though. We live like 2 hours away, so it kind of like made a little sense, you know.
Not 2 hours away.
Aww.
Hi, Nat. Are you putting on things on your face?
Natalie's going through it right now.
Moisturizing?
Wait. Oh, it's 2. I forgot it's 2 in the morning.
Oh, it's 2 a.m. on the East Coast. For the tour, will you bring the younger? I have to ask their parents if they can come.
What's our horoscopes?
Casey does not have a spine. Let's also specify.
Yeah, let's just bring let's
No
just put that out
ankles
there
for
too.
Sean, no spine for Casey. Oh my gosh.
What's the difference between dancing as a duet and versus a group? That's a good
Ooh,
question.
That's a really good question.
I mean, more space on stage.
I would say like as a duet, it's like honestly I feel like it really depends on how you interpret it, because if I feel like as a duet and as a group, when I look at it in that way, it kind of feels similar to me, because when you have the right people with you, you automatically have the same chemistry and connection. And I think that, you know, as a duet, it's just one person to think about, and as a group, it's obviously more people to think about, but then again, you're not necessarily thinking about it, you just have this automatic love and connection for them. And I feel like that's kind of, it's not necessarily different if you have the right people with you.
Yeah. It's just more energy, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably more intimate too.
Yeah.
Like, two people
Yeah.
versus like, I need to connect with the bodies on the stage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I will say, with a group, it's harder to hit formations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The more people, that's more difficulty you're dealing with in terms of cleaning routines.
Also, I feel like as a group, there's more options. You know, as a duet, I'm not saying like you're completely limited, but you are limited to, you know, having two people. But as a group, you kind of have more options with, you know, how many people you want to play around with. So.
That's true. More colors to paint with.
Yeah.
I saw the question, any rituals before a performance?
I mean, we had like a nice little like, almost like come together prayer moment where one of the Unity LA members, Zach Venegas, would, he's so amazing with his words. He was able to like instantly bring us to tears in a matter of seconds when we were huddled up together. So having him around giving inspirational was really nice to get us pumped to go on stage.
We always breathe together too.
Yes, we do
all
like
hold hands
unison
and
breathing.
breathe.
Yeah.
Feels nice to get connected to each other.
And we give love hugs.
And love hugs, like Natalie saying.
Lots of love hugs.
We love hugs. Wait. We love hugs. I don't know.
Someone asked, how long does it take to create a piece? Well, for me, we kind of had a system. I think in general, I come in and teach the choreography, and then on the second day, we stage it. So probably total, like 2 to 3 days, but our rehearsals aren't that long. They're like 3 to 4 hours. So maybe total for us on these 8 hours each.
Yeah, pretty much.
To do a piece, yeah.
Perfect. Hugs make me warm, cute.
Us too.
Babe singer,
Sure.
cute.
New project with Sean and Casey, yes, coming up. It'll be a video.
Word.
Ooh.
Make-
Oh, thanks, lady.
Sorry, guys.
No.
Oh, we used to you do Last Dance.
Get your shirts. They're $30.
Yeah, you guys need to buy these shirts. They're so fun.
And comfy.
Cute. You can wear them anywhere.
And you can rep for us.
Our very own Kevin Frywar is to a sponsor.
Any tips to picking up choreography?
Do it all the
faster?
time.
Yeah,
It
repetition.
takes so much
Yeah,
class.
repetition.
Do it.
But get it
Over
first.
and
But also, I would say repetition and go for classes that you're gonna feel comfortable with. I feel like because the moment you go back to something that you might feel a little bit more comfortable with, it's gonna feel super comfortable, and you'll kind of feel a little bit more in the pocket, and then it'll just not naturally happen, but it'll just be a little bit easier on the mind. So yeah.
Good answer. Someone said, who has the worst sense of humor but thinks they're funny? Kevin would actually say me. Kevin says I always try to be funny, but I'm not at all.
Can any of you solve a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Connor!
Yeah, he's
Connor!
a master.
I'm not a master.
Shady Kevin!
Tips on stage anxiety.
Put it into the floor.
Yeah, just remember that I always say to like treat performances like you're in the class, but treat your classes like you're performing. You know, let yourself get into that mindset right from the beginning when you're training, so that when you get on stage, the adrenaline doesn't freak you out, but the adrenaline drives you to be even better.
What's the most important thing you've learned as a dancer?
To be honest.
Yeah.
That there's no final destination.
Yeah.
That you're always going to be journeying. You're always going to be growing. There's no end all be all.
That is so true.
That I think helped me like with everything once I realized that with dance.
I love that. Who has the best style?
Like dressing?
Yeah, probably.
I think Zach.
Probably Zach.
Vegas. He styled like all of our interview looks with Kevin, but
Kevin and Ambrose, yeah.
we were borrowing his clothes.
There was definitely one, where we literally wore all of his outfits. All of his closet was on us.
What's your favorite model?
What?
Model
Work.
or model?
Natalie
Motto?
Santiago. Oh,
Motto.
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 Oh.
What's your?
I don't know, like
What's
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think that's just so
Yeah.
cheesy, but honestly, it's big facts. Like you can push yourself however much you want to, and it literally is all mind over matter.
Where there's love, there's life.
Cute, I love that.
Aw, I love that.
Biggest goof.
Zach Venegas.
Yeah.
Where are you? Is he asleep right now?
He's not here.
He'll show up for one of them, and y'all be crying.
How was
He's so
today's
funny.
costume on WOD picked? 7.
Our beautiful stylist 7.
Yep. 7 is amazing.
Yeah, the costume
She's
looks
from
great.
San Diego.
Mhm.
I believe her Insta handle is it's like
Kevin, put it in
724. Kevin, will
Kevin,
put it in there.
drop
Thank
it.
you. Kevin,
Yeah.
can you tag 7, our stylist?
Most competitive. Zach Everhart.
Really?
Yeah.
Or me.
I was gonna say you, honestly.
I think so. Maybe me. I'm competitive with myself, though. Not so much others, like outwardly.
I feel.
Okay.
Oh no!
Ooh, Cassandra, how do you overcome a choreography block?
Ooh.
You just push through. Whenever I'm blocked, I just make myself do it. I also feel like a lot of my masterpieces have come when I was blocked creatively, ironically, because it forces you to just do it and not be so in your head. Yeah, I say just do it. If you want to dance, choreograph, just do it.
Do you guys get in
I'll
fights
tell you
when
all.
working?
I would say disagreement?
No, I think that we're just like a family, and families will have moments, but I think that we're that was the cool thing about us. The fact that we were able to open up so easily with each other is that we were able to overcome any issues that we ever had, if we even had issues,
And when we were all stressed and tired, like we were all in the same boat together, so we didn't
It was
become
very understood.
Yeah,
we were all
we
had
all
each other's
understood each
backs
other.
through the stressful moments, for sure.
Most important lesson you've learned about the WOD experience so far?
So far.
It's
Cricket. I'm like, well,
It's yeah. No. Spoiled
It's
me.
hard.
For later.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's difficult, but with the right kind of people, you can push through anything. That's something that I've learned, is that if you're around the right group of people, like nothing's impossible. And this is a pretty good group.
how did you know
Dance
dance
was.
was what you wanted to do as a career? That's a good one.
You feel that. I
Yeah.
I think personally.
I just couldn't see myself doing anything else. Like it was such tunnel vision that like all the other options just kind of fell away as I became more focused on what I wanted to do.
My heart was just pulled into the studio.
How old were you guys when you each decided?
I was like a junior in high school. Yeah, I decided when I was like 16, 17.
I was in high school for sure.
Yeah, I think I was like maybe a freshman or a sophomore. Basically, as soon as I found out that you could actually make money
Once I knew that you could.
have a career
Yeah.
dancing, I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, why would I do anything else?
Oh, yeah.
When coming up with a concept that needs more than one person, how do you find the right people for the job?
You guys all answer?
Friends. I trust my
Also,
friends.
tap concept group out of this group.
Yeah, hang
Yeah,
around
I
cool
was gonna
people.
say just bring along people that you trust. I would say worry less about. I mean, I'm not gonna say like don't find like people that can't dance at all or anything like that. But I focus more on people that I trust and appreciate more than people that I'm like, oh, these are great dancers. Like that's the last thing that comes into your mind, because I feel like with talent, it's easier to teach. But having a good heart, that's something that comes from the person itself. And that's the more people that you love is involved, the more the greater the feeling it is, not just in the final product, but in the process. So.
Nice, I love that. What do you guys? There was a question that said, "What do you guys do outside on your free time?"
I lost the game. So there's
You're the worst.
someone said game in the title.
Oh no.
I lost the game.
I hope someone
Things
comments
we do
that they lost
outside of
Yeah,
dance.
you lost the game if you.
I like hiking and camping and nature. I like spending time with nature when I'm not dancing. That's
Me
kind
too.
of a way to rejuvenate. I'm from Seattle originally. Connor and I are both from Seattle, and it's literally like you have a mountain on one side, the beach on the other, and the rest is just trees. It's really nice to like go home for something and recharge with my family. So trees and family, that's what I do in my free time.
I love nature. I love going to Hawaii.
That's a great thing to do when you're not dancing. I'm not gonna take class now. I'm gonna go to Hawaii for a sec.
Hawaii's the best.
Says the
Yeah.
Says the vegan. Yeah, well, what up? Aw, Seattle babies. Word.
I can answer that.
Favorite movie, The Notebook.
Oh,
Donnie
wow.
Darko.
What's yours?
Spirited
You
Away.
like Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh my god.
It was so good.
Do you like the movie?
Or incredible.
I like Coco.
That one's always like stuck with me.
The
but I like a lot
Lion
of
King.
Coco was the best.
Which one?
Tess, what island do you go
What
to?
island do I go to? I normally go to the main island, but I'm actually going to be going to Kauai. Is it Kauai? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Kauai. Yeah, coming up in May. A Simple Favor was a good movie.
I never saw
Oh,
it.
where?
Oh, but
LA Unity Tour is
Favorite.
Except Unity LA.
favorite Disney.
Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, work. Mulan. Mulan is one of my favorites. Oh, I love Alice in Wonderland.
Kevin
Yeah.
said, where did you get your tea, Sean?
Sean.
UnityLADance.com. Get it now.
That's the best.
Oh. Maybe she'll notice you in classes with this shirt.
Real.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam, we love you.
Anna.
Jazz.
You give me tears, Adam.
Love you.
Love you,
Oh,
Jazz.
yes, love you. Aw.
Making a tour around the world. Yes.
Sean, where did you get your shirt?
Johnny Casey
Please.
judges. Where can you use your shirt?
Gosh, this guy keeps asking where my t-shirt's from. UnityLADance.com.
That's pink.
Hey, already got the
Hey,
shirt.
post a picture in your shirt. Tag us.
Yes.
Girls.
Yeah,
It says Casey Talk.
Shawnee Casey,
Just
can
say
you
one
please
word.
do a tango or a salsa routine?
Word.
I tried with her, but she just keeps laughing.
Sean.
Serious.
Casey does giggle a lot, if you don't know that about her already.
Kitty.
It's a constant giggle.
Sean is Unity biggest fan.
Oh.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Did you guys watch Sean and Casey's
I
Oh,
did.
Jesus. Favorite childhood TV show?
Sean, what's your favorite thing about Casey?
Uh-oh. There's like a list for that, so
Oh, it's a long
Yeah,
list?
it's a long list, yeah, exactly.
One thing, favorite.
One thing,
Do, do, do.
Oh, my hair is Hi,
you're gonna keep waiting.
Wait, can we buy the shirt international? Is that a thing? Do we know?
Yeah, they should have to go to the website.
Oh,
I think they can, I'm not sure.
Can you say-
Kevin can
oh,
answer
for
that.
sure, Shaky would say. Oh, you
Where
should get
can I
over with
see?
cracks. It's beautiful.
They sent the list.
Where is it coming? Kevin, can we get the shirts international too?
Get your shirts before they run out.
Oh, jeez.
You guys are so nice.
Yeah.
Sean, are you dating Casey?
Sean, you're not gonna.
Sean, you're not getting away with it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
favorite thing about Casey. Sean.
You know what's my favorite thing about this shirt? Internationally on Unity.
OMG.
Avoidance behavior.
It's the fact that I
Just
beat
say
you
one
at
thing.
every game.
That's not my favorite part.
That's right.
That's not my favorite part. It's my least favorite part. Because it's not true.
Yeah.
No. Oh, now she talks.
You can't get
Now
the
she talks.
shirts internationally.
you ever had a
Ooh, that's a good question. Have you guys ever had a wardrobe
I have.
malfunction on stage?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I have.
Probably.
When I was dancing on the AMAs with Nick Jonas, and we were wearing ballroom shoes, and my strap came off in the first 8 count.
Oh no.
So I danced the entire dance, like just pushing my heel into the floor, praying that it wouldn't like fly off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
mine was not as epic. It was like some 4th of July show back when I was like or 11, and I had a duet, and my top like split off, and I had to hold it the rest of the dance, and I did a one-handed cartwheel like originally in the choreography, but because I did it while holding my shirt, everyone gave me a standing O because they thought I was so brave. My duo partner was so mad. She was, yeah, it was great. It was a great time.
Now they're saying Casey favorite thing about Sean.
They want their answers.
They want their answers. Case?
Can you give
I'll
it?
go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What?
She's from the duel.
Tease from the duel.
That's a good one.
I got one.
Casey has to say her favorite thing about Sean.
Actually, she does.
That's
What's
the
your
good-
least favorite thing about Casey? Oh, there's a longer list for that.
Casey?
No, I say my favorite thing about Sean is the fact that he still asks me to be a part of everything, no matter how much I may tease him or get in my moods.
Wow, I get in her moods.
Yeah, no, but like he's still so supportive, and I'm just thankful to have him as a friend.
Aww.
See how she just answered it? Shady. Yeah, just answer it. Just pick one thing.
Tosh, you
Yes,
are,
Tosh.
you are so deep.
Jalen.
That's right.
I love you.
Come to Seattle. We'd
Down.
love
Marie's
to.
voice.
Someone
said-
eventually.
What?
Someone said I love Marie's voice.
Oh, I know my favorite thing about Casey.
Thank you.
I know my favorite thing about
Oh,
it.
are you ready, Sean?
I'm ready.
Oh, boom.
Okay, he's ready.
I love how I can say anything, anywhere, at any volume, and she would still be able to hear me.
Yeah.
I'm literally across the room, I'll be like, dang, I just burped. And she'd be across the room, she's like, ew, Sean. And then no one else would be able to hear me.
Who's the shadiest member of the group?
Who's the shadiest member? Josh.
That was so quick.
Yeah, she's not shady.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Love
probably.
That was so quick.
We love you, Jalen.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go to
from
Brazil.
Down.
Love you, Jalen.
Oh my gosh.
Someone said
And
that took a
everybody
long
went
time.
I'm sorry.
Come to Japan. We will
Down.
love you.
Japan.
Yes.
Favorite shirt at the moment? The
My
Unity
favorite
LA
shirt.
shirt. This is my favorite shirt at the moment. It's pretty cute. You can buy it online. Link in bio.
Who's the tallest member of the group?
Zach Everhart.
Oh, Natalie's the tallest girl though.
Nat's the tallest girl. Yeah,
Yeah, for
Ever-
sure.
Zach
on his
Everhart's
way.
the
He's
tallest
stuck in
guy.
an Uber.
Oh.
Zach's in Mexico.
Okay.
Send us
Yeah.
love. See you guys.
If you were to dye your hair one color, what would you dye?
Purple.
I think,
I already dyed my
I don't know.
hair. So this color.
A lot of, I've done a
I've
lot
been
of different
blonde
colors.
before.
You've been blonde?
Yeah.
Go Boston. I want to see the
I had
Boston
frosted
Latte.
tips when I was little.
Cute.
Boston is not boring. Boston is everything. We love Boston. Boom.
If you were an animal, which one would you be?
Oh,
A
we did
lioness.
this,
Where are
right?
you?
Oh yeah, but we
Oh,
did
no,
like
we did food.
food. What food would you be?
All right, we need to wrap it up
Go sleep.
soon. We're at our hour mark, you guys. We'll
We
take
did it.
one last question. What's it gonna
Favorite
be?
animal? What's your fave city? Celebrity crushes?
No, we're like no.
Guess how I recreate?
That's funny.
I'm actually, yeah, that's actually gotta happen.
That's the most important question. You change your phone case yet?
Advice to dancers wanting to be
I
in
don't
the
understand why you
industry
guys
but
don't-
don't live in LA.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let's make it quick because we gotta wrap it up. So one person who wants to take it.
Reach out. Don't be afraid to hit up the people that you're inspired by. Don't be afraid to let people know that you're interested and wanting to do stuff. I think that takes guts, and I think it sometimes gets a little scary, but those are your resources, and people want to help you. So you can reach out to any of us. You can reach out to the people and the choreographers that
Yeah.
you're interested in.
So he did.
That's my advice. Yeah, that's literally what Kante did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And train. Every style. Any and every style. Just do it.
Do it.
Anybody else? You can keep talking.
I wish we could answer all your
As
questions.
Sean Arisa would say, vulnerability is power.
That's a
Save
good
the
one.
life.
We're gonna save
Kevin
the
says
lives.
save the life.
Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and last thing, super important. Don't forget to get the Unity LA shirt.
You guys, let's thank Sean and Casey for being our first live guests. We had a blast. Until